Hello, how are you? Good morning to you all. Wish you welcome here. See, first of all, we'll start from part 4a, that is second type of the reaction which we have studied. First was the combination reaction, that was finished. The second part is the decomposition reaction of the same chapter, chemical reaction and chemical equation. Now today we will discuss decomposition in detail, right? So what are decomposition? See, on the first part of the reaction, that is the combination reaction, what we have studied, two or more reactant, they undergo to produce a single product. And the second most of the thing, it was exothermic. Second and the third point, the chemical composition and the mass of the product is not at the equal to the reactant. And the chemical composition and mass of these two are different. That is the product, and that was the key point we have discussed in the first lecture. So today we are going to discuss about decomposition reaction. What are decomposition reactions? So let's study from here. When suppose a compound AB, if heat is going to supply it from external source, it will break into its own constituent. It may be plus C, plus C, plus C, plus D, whatever you may call, but more than two products. Means a single reactant, if you supply heat, it will break the bonding and decompose into its simpler constituent. What are the simpler constituent? A, B and C. And this is a single substrate. But it undergoes breakings by the external source of energy from outside. It may be two or more products. It may be three, it may be two, it may be etc. But it is primarily two or three. So let's take about study it here. This is called decompose. Decompose means anything breaking. Now let's go for the definition. First of all, we have understood from the common example. Now we will study about the decomposition. Those chemical reaction, in which one of the single reactant, we have to keep in mind that we have to get a single reactant. This is a single reactant. Of single reactant undergo breaking down into its simpler constituent, constituent. Now when I say the simpler constituent, those type of reaction are called decomposition reaction. So what happens? A single reactant, if you apply heat from outside, this will undergo decomposition into simpler constituent. Means whatever the compounds or the elements were here, those elements will only undergo decomposition reaction. Means simpler compound. These are the simpler constituent. Right? Okay. Now we shall discuss one example. There are various examples, but we will take the simpler one so that आप लोगों को समझने के लिए आसान होगा. Let's say we'll take water. This is the liquid form at room temperature. If you go on boiling the water, this is nothing but this is the boiling. Let's say water. or evaporation. This is called process is called boiling. Suppose when you apply heat, you write here's a plus delta also will do. You apply heat from some external source. So this will undergo decomposition into its own simpler constituent. This is the own simpler constituent. See, what are the composition here was in the one substrate oxygen. Oxygen was fragmented into oxygen. Now hydrogen was there. Hydrogen means into its, see here, into its simpler constituent. Into its simpler constituent. Simpler constituent, what are the chemical composition that will produce only on heating? And this type of reaction are mainly called endothermic. We will go on understanding in a better way. And the next example would I like to take you. Everyone knows calcium carbonate. What is calcium carbonate? In a chemistry language, we call it as a limestone. Limestone. चूना, okay? So यहाँ पर क्या करना है, हम खाली हीट को अप्लाई करना है. हीट अब कोई सा सोर्स का भी होगा, पर बेसिकली हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इसको हम लोग हीटिंग करते हैं. Now this is a solid. You take in a test tube or somewhere else for experimental purpose. It will undergo into its own constituent. Means what are composition? Calcium, carbon, oxygen. Now calcium oxide, as I told you before, it is all metallic oxides are solid by nature. So this is a solid. This is calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide is a gas, so it will go to the air. As far as the balancing, let's start from the cells. We have studied about the balancing. 2, oxygen was 2, here was 2. Now it becomes 4, you multiply, simply multiply here by 2, you'll get hydrogen. Now let's come for the second example. What was the limestone? And what does this core? What you studied now before? What does it call? Quicklime. It produces quicklime and carbon dioxide. And the chemical name of this one is a calcium oxide. What is called? Calcium oxide. So this will undergo decomposition into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. It goes to the air. So these are the endothermic. Means endothermic are nothing but the bond breaking. बॉन्ड एक बनता है, यहाँ पर क्या होता है, बॉन्ड टूटता है. तो बॉन्ड तोड़ने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए, एनर्जी देना ना लेना, देना पड़ेगा हमको, तब ये बॉन्ड को ये तोड़ेगा, तब ये बॉन्ड को तोड़ेगा. इस टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शन में क्या कहते हैं हम लोग, एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. ओके, दिस इज माय फर्स्ट 4A part. This is the introduction part, and we will move ahead only. So if you have understood, if you have liked the video, you just pause it and copy it, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Chemistry with Qureshi sir, and share with your friends and all, because whatever I have explained, it is from the logical point of view and a better concept will give you. Endothermic, breaking into constituent, single reactant, yeah. Then we have to go for the balancing. These are the balance and these are the balance. See, calcium here one, according to the rule, 3 were there. First the metal, second the non-metal except hydrogen and oxygen. See, calcium was, how much the carbon was there? Carbon was there. Now oxygen 3, oxygen. That means this is also perfectly balanced, and it is an example of a decomposition reaction. Okay, then till then, share to your friends and all, subscribe as usual. Thank you. God bless you. Take care.